For more on the reaction from the Jewish community in the Toronto area, Rabbi Chaim Hildeshaim joins us now. He is with the Chabad of Thornhill Woods, joining us this morning in Thornhill, Ontario. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us this morning, and my condolences to you.
Thank you very much, and good morning to you and to all the listeners.
I first want to get your reaction to what happened at Bondi Beach, knowing that it was supposed to be a Hanukkah celebration, and then it suddenly took a deadly turn. When you heard the news, what went through your mind?
My initial reaction was shock, pain. To be honest, not just my initial reaction, but we're still in pain and shock that something like this could happen when people are gathering together to celebrate Hanukkah, that such a terrible terror attack could happen, and that so many innocent people were sadly taken from us and many wounded. So the initial reaction was shock and pain, and to be honest, disbelief that something like this could actually happen.
We know that the number as it stands right now of those who have lost their lives in that attack is at 15. The age range of those victims as young as 10 all the way into the 80s. And I understand that among those killed is Rabbi Schlanger, who is someone you know. So this loss is very personal to you. Can you explain your connection to him and also the family he leaves behind?
So Rabbi Schlanger is a Chabad rabbi. He's a colleague of mine. We have thousands of Chabad rabbis around the world, in every corner of the world, wherever there's a small community, small Jewish community, big Jewish community. And we share the same mission of spreading the beauty of Judaism, the light of Torah mitzvot. And he was very active in the community. He was active in many different initiatives. And he was someone that really had an impact on many, many people. It's interesting that just a little while ago when he was asked how to respond to anti-Semitism in an interview, he said to stand stronger, to stand prouder of who we are, and to continue to spread the light of the beauty of our religion, of Judaism. He leaves behind a wife and 5 children, and the youngest is only a baby.
I'm so sorry to hear that, and I'm so sorry to you and those who know him and know his family. You mentioned the pain. That, of course, will take some time, and it may not even go away. But we're also hearing about the connections. This is not just something that is isolated to certain communities, certain countries. There's also many connections, including here in Canada, that, for instance, one of the injured victims has ties to Toronto and a connection to your own family. Would you like to share what that is?
One of the people that were injured, sadly, his mother is a close friend of my wife, and he actually he was a counselor here in our boys' camp here in Thornhill this past summer. And we wish him a speedy recovery, and all those that were wounded, we wish them a quick and speedy recovery.
Let's talk about how the community is coming together right now in grief and also in trying to stay united. A public menorah lighting was held yesterday to begin Hanukkah. Yes. What was the mood like there?
So the mood was, it was a reaction, it was a mixed reaction, so to speak. On one hand, people are in pain, but on the other hand, we all understand that we cannot stop the celebrations, we cannot give in to terror, and the only way to move forward is to continue to celebrate and to celebrate openly. And obviously, we beefed up security for yesterday's event, and hundreds of people came out in the freezing cold to stand together as we lit the menorah, as we did a prayer in memory of those that passed away, a prayer in honor for a speedy recovery of those that were wounded. And we stood together. We stood together. The mayor of Vaughan was there, other councillors, other local politicians were there, standing together with the community, standing together, standing united, standing tall, standing proud of who we are. And this is the message of the story of Hanukkah, that we are here and we're here to stay. And the story of Hanukkah, the heroes of the story of Hanukkah, the Maccabees, they stood up to those that oppressed them, those that did not want them to express the freedom of their religion, and they were victorious. And the Jewish nation continues to live on, and the light of Torah mitzvot continue to live on. Like we say in Hebrew, Am Yisrael Chai, the Jewish nation continues to live on. So yes, it's very difficult But the only answer to pain is to add even more light, is to do even more good deeds. And that is actually what the menorah symbolizes. We lit the menorah last night. It's dark outside, but we bring light into the darkness. We have darkness around us. We have pain around us. The only solution to it, we don't fight darkness by adding darkness. The way we fight darkness is by adding light, and not just adding light and doing good deeds once, but every night of Hanukkah, we add another candle. First night of Hanukkah last night was one night. Tonight, Jews around the world are going to be lighting the second candle of the menorah, and then the third night. Every night we add one. It's not enough what we did until now. We must add in goodness and kindness. We must add in the light of goodness, of spreading light, of spreading the proper way of living a life, of loving everyone, of adding. People should realize the importance of living a moral life, living a life and believing God, to do what's right and to care for one another, and not, God forbid, to ever have to deal with such situations.
Yesterday, we heard officials in Australia saying that this is not just an attack on the Jewish community in Australia, it is an attack on everyone. And that's something that seems to be resonating for people not only in that country, but around the world. Here in Canada, though, what kind of support have you seen from people outside of the Jewish community, and how is that helping in your morning?
So to be honest, I was pleasantly surprised, not surprised, I was very happy yesterday morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. I got a message from the mayor of Vaughan, reached out to me to express his condolences. And he actually told me that he already reached out to the chief of police to make sure that we're going to have extra security from menorah lighting last night. And I've received many calls from people of all walks of life, Jews and non-Jews, expressing their condolences, just letting me know that they're standing together with us. And it's comfort. It's a comfort that, like I said before, it's not, like you mentioned, it's not just an attack on the Jewish community. It's an attack on any decent person, anyone that has a heart, anyone that cares for anything normal, anything decent. That such behavior is completely unacceptable. And to add, any anti-Semitism is not acceptable. We have to put our foot down on things that look like they're small. Just someone's making a small post, someone's saying something not nice, someone is saying anti-Semitic slurs by a protest and things like that. These are things that have to be stopped. And we should only be able to, I pray that we should only be able to focus on good things, on happy things, on helping one another, and making this world a better place the way it's meant to be.
We've seen the good side of humanity in the way that the community has come together to help one another, and that includes those who are grieving at Bondi Beach. We saw that big memorial that has been growing there, all of the flowers and candles, people gathering around to remember all of the victims who died and all of those who are still recovering from their injuries. But as you mentioned, though, we are in a climate where anti-Semitism is on the rise. What is your message in the wake of this tragedy in Australia to not only those in your community, not only those here in Canada, but for everyone, especially this time of year?
Well, I would like to ask that the government step up and show that anti-Semitism is something that's a real problem, and they should do everything possible to stop it. That's number one. Number two is to people all around the world. We should focus on recognizing that we're one people. We're all one, and we have to treat each other with love and respect, and that there is no room for any hate. And it starts off the way we educate our children, the way we act, the way we talk in our homes, the way we talk in our schools, the way we talk at work. It should be in a way that we show respect for one another, we show love for one another, and we should always remember that there's a God that's watching over us and sees everything that we do. Even when we think perhaps there's no one watching, we have to recognize that there is a God that watches the way what we speak, what we say, and especially the way we behave. And every action has an impact. It starts off sometimes with talk, and then from there it gets to action. We have to make sure that we are more careful the way we talk and the way we behave and the way we act. And this is a universal message for everyone, no matter where they may be around the world.
Rabbi Chaim Hildeshaim, thank you so much for your time and for your thoughts this morning.
You're welcome. And again, I wish everyone a happy Hanukkah, and I wish everyone that we should always learn the lesson from the menorah, and that is to continue to add light. And with God's help, we'll only be able to discuss happy and joyous things from now on.